That's hot. Hello, welcome to the dinner video. I really didn't know what I was going to make for dinner tonight. We had a bunch of leftover vegetables. I figured it'll come together. And so we have these 2 leftover eggplants from the other night when we were camping. And then we had bought some squash and we only cooked 2 last night. And we have 2 corn. We only cooked 2 last night. I brought the garlic from home. I'm going to put an onion in there too. The onions are in this bag because they are in this blue bin with potatoes also. And onions and potatoes should not be like sharing the same air, if that makes sense. And then we also bought tomatoes. So the riper of the 2, I'm going to put in this vegetable dish, and I'm going to call it a ratatouille. And now I have spices from home. I don't even remember the blends I brought. I know I have something like a mixed spice blend that I think I intended for meat. We'll see. We'll get back to that and see what spices I have and how that'll come together. And a little 8-ounce, I think it was, log of chorizo. So that was like $1.20 something. It's, like I said, 8 ounces. It's not a pound. But I thought, you know what, that's perfect to season up and saute with these vegetables into what I'm calling ratatouille. The only issue is going to be the pan. I think it's an 8-inch, maybe it's a 9-inch cast iron skillet. But I don't know if all those vegetables, you know, it's a ratatouille. I want it to be a little stewy, so I may just try to pack them all in there. In fact, I probably will, because I don't know what else I would do. We will see you later when the cooking begins. Here are the vegetables chopped up. It is 2, I ended up saving some of the squash. So it's 2 squash, 2 little eggplants, 1 onion, and 1 head of garlic. We lost 1 clove to the ground, and this 1 tomato. This is for BLT. No, this is the tomato for tonight, and this is for BLTs tomorrow. We're also going to add to this the corn, which I'm going to cut off the cob. We'll add that a little later. And you can see everything's kind of roughly chopped. I attempted to make the eggplant slightly smaller than, say, the squash. I think it'll take slightly longer to cook, but not much. I'll chop this at the last moment, and I'll probably cook that up, season it a bit, and then push it to the side of the pan and add the chorizo. We'll see. More to come. And this was all made possible by those frozen dumplings that we bought. That was my son's idea. And we fried up the last of those for appetizers tonight. And I've been distracting the baby with the fried dumplings as I chop these vegetables over here. And 4 dumplings got me through. You know, I chopped them up, and 4 dumplings got me through chopping these vegetables at a leisurely pace. This is our propane stove. It runs off of these camping cylinders, and you can see it burns like blue, not really yellow. I'll turn it up to high. You still can't, I mean, there you go. You can see it. That's super high. So this is a cast iron. So of course I don't want it super high. I need to slowly warm it up, which I've been doing for a few minutes here. And we still have some oil in the pan from when I fried up the dumplings. So to that, I'm going to add the onions and garlic shortly after those vegetables. And then I'm going to hunt in the orange box here and see what seasoning blends I brought. All right, here we go. That's hot. Let's start with the onions. I'm going to find a stirring utensil before I attempt to add any garlic to this pan. In fact, I think it's too hot for garlic. Probably just add that at the end. Okay, let's find something to stir that up with. You know what? I'll just use the tongs for now because they're here. I also have a spatula. Neither one's ideal, but either will work. Okay, see what I mean about, like, I was basically as low as I can get it. I'll try to turn it down just a little more. There we go. Okay. So we got some, this is just the leftover oil from the dumplings, which I did use a fair amount of oil. Man, that smells good. And we'll add some more oil as needed. And we also have butter. So near the end, just to add to the flavor. We will probably add some butter. I'm going to throw that eggplant in. I did throw some salt on this eggplant, but it's only been salted maybe 2 to 4 minutes. And it's kind of old. Those of you who know, you can kind of see from the seeds there that eggplant's a little on the old side. It's been sitting in the car for about 4 days. And I think it's still fine. Maybe a little old, but we're going to season it up. It'll taste fine. I'm going to give that a couple minutes, and I'm going to look in the box and see what we have for seasonings. I'll show you how I ended up organizing that. What I ended up doing was just using these sauce containers that I have at home already. And the other stuff in there is really just sugar, salt, and pepper, and some powdered milk. Let's give this a stir. I might add some water to that as well, just in a lid. Kind of speed up the cooking. Cumin, coriander, chili, onion, garlic. Kind of intended for meat. I think one is Old Bay. Yep, Old Bay. I was hoping to get some like lake fish, river fish. Leaf mace still. And truffle Parmesan salt. Oh, that stuff is so good. I'm probably going to use this to start, kind of like a curry. And then I may finish with the truffle Parmesan salt because that stuff is excellent. Okay, I'm going to get that squash in there. And then I'm going to add the spices. Okay, went ahead and added the garlic and the squash. So now all that's left to add is the tomato and the corn and also the seasonings and the chorizo, which will come in at the end, or closer to the end. So we'll try to cook this for a bit. As I said, I think I'll add a little water to that and put a lid on it and let it just cook down for a bit. So this has been simmering for like maybe 5 to 8 minutes, maybe 10. I had this tin foil fashioned as a lid. And now I'm going to add this chorizo that I found. It was like $1.20 something. It's only 8 ounces, 9 ounces. But it's just a perfect amount to season up a dish. So I'm going to use a little knife to open it up and put it in. And then I'm going to sanitize my hands and the knife with hand sanitizer and a surface wipe, respectively. Let's do that now. Okay, so the chorizo is going in. I didn't really have to touch the raw meat, but I'm gonna still sanitize my hands. Okay. At home, I might try to get every little bit, but I'm not gonna do that camping. Okay, so I've got hand sanitizer for my hands. And then I set the knife like this so it's not touching anything. And I've got my, of course, Clorox surface wipes that I will sanitize the knife with right now. So here's the finished dish with the chorizo. Simmered down for maybe 10-15 more minutes. Added the corn. I ended up only adding 1 ear of corn. And then we're heating up just some regular corn tortillas to go along with it.